Glad that you're all staying on because I told you why I got started was because of health reasons, for our family, for the products. The reason why I fell in love with it was because of the community and the purity of the products. But I had no idea when I first got started what an impact the opportunity to earn an income would become for me. I did not know that that opportunity existed. And so it was a real huge unexpected blessing. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And you can kind of hear how we got started, what this opportunity is like, and maybe evaluate if it's something that would be a benefit for your family as well. So let's first talk about traditional jobs. I came from a traditional job background. I was a graphic designer, and you basically earn linear income, which means that you are trading your time and your effort for money, usually on an hourly basis, or you've got a salary, but in some way, shape, or form, you're trading your time for money. So, for example, if you made $20 an hour and you worked 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, you'd make about $40,000 a year. And if you wanted to make extra income, you might need to get a second job. So, another opportunity where you're again trading your time for dollars. And that's basically the traditional way. That's like when people think of a job, that's what they're thinking of. But at the end of the day, you're going to run out of hours if what you're earning doesn't meet your family's lifestyle. It's not paying your bills and you're drowning in debt. You're going to run out of hours and not going to be able to make that hour per or that time per dollar transition anymore. It seems secure for a while, and most of us have been led to believe that this is the best or maybe even the only way to earn an income. But what we don't realize is that unpredictable events can come up that can cut off that income. How many of you know that we've had a lot of unpredictable events over the last year or so that have really caused a lot of turmoil for people? You can get sick, you can get injured, maybe you can't go back to work, you get laid off, maybe you or your spouse is unable to work. Any number of things can pop up and have popped up. So, did you know that 63% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck with everything going on right now? And even before COVID happened, 47% of Americans said that they were living paycheck to paycheck. That's nearly half of everybody in our nation, which I think is just crazy. Do you personally have 6 months to a year of your bills in savings to support your family while you look for another job? Do you have that stockpile that you could just easily draw from? Let's say you do have job security, which we know most people right now don't really have, but let's say you do have job security and you got a 3% cost of living raise each year. That's pretty typical across the board. Do you know how long it would take you to earn $100,000 a year starting at 40,000 and then earning those incremental 3% raises each year? It would take you 31 years. You could be nearing retirement before you'd ever make that 100 grand a year. That can't be the only option, right? So that might be traditional. It's not the only option. Have you ever heard of asset income? This is a new term to me. I'm more familiar with the word residual, but it basically means that it's the idea that you do an action one time and you get paid on it again and again and again. Like, can you imagine showing up to your salary or your hourly job and telling your boss, hey, I got my paycheck this week, but it doesn't reflect all of the work that I did last month, or this is like just what I did this week. How come you didn't pay me again for what I did last year? And that's kind of what asset income is. So you're getting paid over and over on the same actions. An example of this is in real estate investment. You could buy a home and earn rent, but this takes a lot of capital to get started. You can invest in the stock market, but again, that takes capital to invest and there is a risk involved. You could write a book and get a publishing deal, which you'd need time and talent to do. So if you're not a writer, you're screwed. And there's still no guarantee that you'd earn an income. You could possibly buy into a franchise For example, if you own a State Farm agency, you have to have a sales team who sells insurance and you make money off of their effort. However, you need significant capital to rent an office and hire your team. So your options are, you either need a lot of capital, which is a lot of money already saved up to start your own business, or that more traditional way, which was trading your time for dollars. But what if there was another way? What if there was a better way? Something you've probably always wanted but never knew existed. So we're going to hear a little bit more about that better way from Allison.
Oh my gosh, what you just talked about was like eye-opening in a way, because this past year, right, so many things have come up, not to mention previous years in my life. So anyways, I got started with the business um, accidentally. And what I mean by that is I wanted nothing to do with the business. Even though, if you remember, I said that I did not have a job at the time that I signed up for my oils. I was a physical therapist in between jobs, and that was enough. But then I wanted to get my oils paid for. So I hosted a class, had some friends enroll, and then we had some things come up in our life, and we had a beautiful baby girl. So then we had 3 kids living in Hawaii, which is not very cheap. And we needed that extra income. So that was very nice. Then my husband transitioned from active duty to reserve and was unemployed for a bit. So, because of that thing that came in my life, we were very lucky to have an amazing income opportunity that I'm going to talk about in a second. And from that point on, it has just blessed us tenfold. And I love sharing about it. And I get to share about my favorite part about what is network marketing. So, wait, if that resonated with you, what Erica was talking about, network marketing is a great way to get that income with whatever it is. If you want to leave a full-time job, if you want to decrease hours like I did, I like just being part-time too. I'll work today, I won't work today, sort of thing. And Young Living allows me to do that. Network marketing allows me to do that, and I love it. So if you don't know what network marketing is, it is what when you sell a product through a company, generate that an income from the product you sell. You can also earn an income on the efforts of others. Maybe your friend sold a kit, you would then get money from that too, kind of like that real estate broker or owning your own insurance company that Erica talked about. But with network marketing, this is one thing that I love about it. There is very little upfront investment. I'm talking about $100 to $200 to get your business up and running, compared to $100,000 to $1 billion if you have something substantial business that you want to do. I also love regarding Young Living is that you require no merchandise to have on hand. I love that everything behind me is mine, and I don't need to like be a storefront. I don't need to exchange goods. I don't need to do anything that. I just get to share about a product that I love and give you the method to get it yourself delivered to your door. That is everything to me. That all I needed was that starter kit. Another, I like love talking about this stuff. So another thing, like let's just get it out of the way, friends. You've all heard it. Network marketing is a pyramid scheme, right? Right? But it's not. A pyramid scheme is absolutely illegal. It is based on the premise that you get money, you buy into something, you get money to recruit others without the sale of any products. That doesn't sound like Young Living. Young Living sells the most amazing essential oils that you will find when you get your box delivered, and wellness products as you get them delivered in your monthly order and fall in love with them, as we all do. I will also tell you that a majority of my team, or like family, oily family, doesn't even do the business. They just love the product. So there is no push to sell or anything like that. If you choose, you choose. And if you don't, love the products, right? Um, it is it is a network marketing company, nothing else. It is a multi-level marketing company, and what that means is that instead of paying for traditional advertising that some companies do, Young Living relies on its members to use word of mouth to get it out. So basically, you get paid to shout from the rooftops about the oils that you love and the testimonies that you have. and help them give your link to somebody else to get those products delivered to their doorstep. I don't know about you, but I would love it if some other stores did that for me, like Target or Amazon or Costco, right? Like sharing about how I love things from there and then getting paid. But they don't. And that's why network marketing is a great method to get paid to share about something that you love. It creates that mutual beneficial relationship between the customer and the person who referred. We call them in this Young Living world brand partners. It's like a referral program, but so much better. I will tell you that some of my bestest friends have come from Young Living, not even necessarily on my team, but people that I have met at conventions, I have met through doing classes or retreats and things like that. And that is something that I would never have in my current workplace or anything. Like-minded individuals joining together for one common good, right? So that's one myth. The other myth that I hear sometimes is that I don't want to sell to friends. I get it, right? We all kind of get in our shells sometimes about things that we love, but maybe not sure what others will. But I'm here to tell you that we sell to your friends all the time, right? Like I just went to see Wonder Woman 84 the other day in a private screening room. And I will share about that, but I don't get paid, right? It's just how we do. It's just like that for the oils, except now that you can have a referral code to get something, in return. 92% of people trust recommendations from people they know versus other forms of advertising. Don't you trust like your friend or family member that talks about that product that they love or that show that they love? I don't know. I ask all the time about what Netflix show I should binge on next to my group, right? I love listening to my friends and especially those people that I trust with everything. The other thing about selling to your friends is that you can support a local friend, especially during this time, right? A time where things are still uncertain and very up in the air. It's great that you can support that mom down the street or that family that needs a little extra help or just a friend to say thanks, right? About getting your oils. And the other thing that sometimes I hear is that I don't have any special training. I love this because unlike any other profession, I went to school for 7 years to be a doctor of physical therapy. I love that I can get my kit and I taught a class like a week later and help some friends get excited about the oils and joined in right then and there. I love that our team has, sometimes we have like a script or things that you can follow, or you can just literally share what you experienced and that's all you need. The love of the product and a passion to help, right? That brings me to, we say a lot of times that facts tell, so facts are important, right? But what really resonates with people are the stories, and that's your testimonies, and that is all that you need. That's what you share from your heart, and that is everything. So now that we talked about some of those myths, and I'm sure there's other ones. If you have other ones, please put them in the comment. I would love to talk about them. I can't wait to see you on your journey of sharing your testimonies and hearing what they help you. And Christina is going to talk about why Young Living is a great choice.
Thank you, Allison. That was amazing. So I have 8 reasons why Young Living is a great business to get into. So here we go. Here's 8. Number 1, our owner. Our owner is Mary Young. She is the original owner. Her and her late husband, Gary Young. So he has like the coolest story ever. He literally saw a need and he filled it. He saw that we needed oils here. He had an experience with some like in France. This was like 20 something years ago, or actually longer than that, like 30 years ago. And he saw a need and he brought oils over. And what's so cool is that it's a family company. It started out as like such a small little company and as just like Mary and Gary Young and their sons. And our CEO is still Mary, and she is like an amazing leader. And the fact that it's still like a family business, that means that there is what's the word? Like there's vision for the company. They are in this for life. And so you know that this company is not going anywhere, is what I'm trying to say. So that's one thing I love so much about Young Living and why it's a really good option. Another reason is because it's been here for over 25 years. So it's been a company for over 25 years. If you didn't know this already, but Young Living is the original in essential oils. Like Tracy was saying, or I think it was Erica, but talking about how like they're the original. Um, every standard that every other company has is basically compared to Young Living. So they created the first essential oil distillery in the US. Now we have over 20 farms that we own, our own farms, and then tons of other partner farms. And Gary says that he created every product for a purpose. He said, I remember hearing him say this like in person when I got to actually hear him talk in person, which was really cool. He said that he didn't create a product for profit, but for a purpose. And it's true. Like he has a story for almost everything that he created because he had a need, he saw a need and he filled it. So that was really cool. So having that passion for owning their own seed, their own farms and the seed to seal, it's just so cool to me. And so that's another reason why I feel like Young Living is the best. Another reason, number 3, is willable income. So I think Erica talked about this and so did Tracy, but what would you do if you weren't around anymore, you couldn't work, you weren't earning a paycheck anymore? Your job would not keep sending your family a paycheck. So what's cool about Young Living is it's willable income. So if something were to happen to me and I couldn't work anymore, or maybe I died or something like that, then my family could still be getting all of my paychecks every month. They would still be getting money that I earned. And it's willable to your children, to your family members, to close friends, whoever you want it to go to, which is awesome. Number 4, freedom and flexibility. So what's another amazing thing about this business is literally you can work anywhere as long as there's internet or Wi-Fi. So like, or you got your phone. So you can work from the beach. You can work when you want, where you want. You can work a little bit if you want. If you only want to work 30 minutes here and there, 5 minutes here and there, that's fine. If you want to go full steam ahead and like get to the top of the ranks in a year, which I think the fastest it's been done is like 18 months. I don't know. But you can get to the top if you want to work really hard, really fast. It's totally up to you. The ball is in your court. You're your own boss. It's your freedom. You're free to do whatever you want with that. So timing. There's really no better time than right now to start a Young Living business, to start a network marketing business. Like we've talked about right now, especially in 2020 and now 2021, there is a huge demand for essential oils, for network marketing, for health and wellness. Young Living is a $2 billion company. So many businesses were closing their doors in 2020. Young Living only grew in 2020, which is amazing because people are seeing the need for health and wellness right now and how important it is. And they're also seeing the need for a different way to earn some income. So, I don't know, like where would you want to be in a year from now? Looking back, if you don't jump on this opportunity right now, a year from now, will you look back and wish, like, man, I wish I had started that Young Living business whenever I had the chance, because it's only going to grow from here. So now's the time to get in, because our mission, Young Living's mission, is to get essential oils in every home in the world. And we're not even near close to that yet. So, but each year that goes on, we are getting closer. So jump in now. Now's the perfect time. Another thing, number 6, that I love so much about this business is relationships. So I have probably gotten some of the closest friends just from doing this business. All the personal development that you do doing this business, all the things you learn, I've gotten closer to my friends. I've learned how to be a better friend, a better mother, a better wife. I've learned so much through just doing this business, and I love it for that reason. So in a time whenever, 2020 was very isolating and felt very lonely, I feel like I had my family here at my house. I had my Young Living family, and I didn't feel so isolated. Of course, I had my church family, all the things, but I didn't feel isolated because I have this group of people, and it's just another group of people that I know have my back, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just wanting to share that, like, the relationship part is just, even if, the paycheck didn't come with it, it's worth it. I love it. So another number 7, a reason why Young Living is awesome, is it's low investment. So if you think about it, anytime you start another business, you have to have some money to buy in, to buy the franchise, to do the things, to buy whatever. You have to have money to invest. Well, with Young Living, your investment is your kit and using your oils. That's what you do. So it's a $165 investment for oils you're already going to use anyway. You don't need inventory. You don't need to ship products, which is awesome. Young Living does all that for you. You don't even need customer service. Young Living does all that for you. So literally, you just need your starter kit, and you just need to know how to use your oils and help other people do that, and help other people do that, and you're good. So it's definitely, all you have to do is give people your sign up link and you're good. Number 8 is all the other perks that come along with it, like the all expense paid trips that we get to go on, like the relationship part, the bonuses for reaching your milestones in the company, the oils. Back in the day, whenever I hit silver, the rank of silver, I got this big kit of like 200 oils, and it was amazing. And I feel like it just like really gave me a good stock of oils. And so every time you hit like a special rank, you get something like that, which is really cool. And so those kinds of things are another really big reason why I love the business so much. And I want you to think in your mind, right now I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to you can either type them in the chat or just think of them yourself, the answers. But where are you in your life right now? Are you working the daily grind? Are you punching in and out on the clock on your job that you don't love? Are you broke? Are you living paycheck to paycheck, paying off your student loans? Are you looking for something more? And I will tell you that my personal story is that whenever I was just getting my kit, I told you I had a like 6-month-old. I don't remember exactly how old he was. It was my oldest. He's 8. And I was working as a nurse in labor and delivery, and I was working part-time at night. So that way I could spend the most time with my kiddo and get the shift differentials for working night, work less and get paid more. And my husband was going to school. So we were paying on my student loans, and we were living paycheck to paycheck, and we were very broke because part-time doesn't pay a whole lot. And I remember, like, literally I got my kit, and I remember praying, like, please let me find a new way to make some money where I can be a stay-at-home mom and be with my new baby. I knew I wanted another baby pretty soon, but I couldn't do it working nights. There was no way it was going to work. And I was exhausted for working 12-hour shifts. It was just awful. And I just wanted to be able to stay home with my baby. And I remember then right after that, I got my starter kit, and I was like, well, I get $50 for every kit I sell. So, hey, Mom, do you want to buy a kit? And so I shared it with my mom. My mom bought a kit. I shared it with my sister-in-law, and she wanted oils, and she got a kit. And my sister-in-law told her mom and her friend. My mom told her sisters, and it just kept multiplying from there. My first month, I was able to pay for my kit, and within 9 months, we hit gold, and I was able to retire from my nursing job. So I was able to stay home with my baby and have another one. I was already pregnant with another one at the time, and about double my nursing income. So that's my story. I know other people have stories too. I think Tracy has a story that she wants to tell, but yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to Tracy.
Oh, that was so good. Thank you so much. I know you guys, especially being here when we first started, you guys are troopers. So we're going to be wrapping this up really quickly. But I wanted to share with you my story. So remember I had mentioned earlier with my oil story, my husband had autoimmune issues. Well, here's the thing that I didn't share then is his autoimmune issues, like it was so debilitating along with some back issues he was having. He actually was out of work for months. He actually had to take 2 disability leaves. And we were a 2-person income family. Like we needed to have that income. And I remember thinking, as he's having a flare up, I mean, he was exhausted, chronic fatigue. We didn't really know what was going on. And I just remember panicking and thinking, I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know how we're going to be able to pay for our mortgage. How are we going to like feed our children? You know, we live in an area where we kind of need to have a 2-person income, frankly, just to get our monthly expenses met. And I remember just that feeling of overwhelm and just panic and nervousness, like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? So, you know, Young Living was really like the thing I never knew existed, but had always wanted, because even before he had had these issues, I liked the job. I was really good at it. But I remember like walking down the aisles of Cube Land, cube after cube after cube, and going, oh my gosh, I don't know how much longer I can stay here. I don't know how much longer I can do this, because the other thing was I felt like I was a weekend parent. I have 3 kids. I never saw them, right? I dropped them off at like 7:30. I picked them up at like 6 o'clock. I'd see them for like a couple of hours. And then we started the whole thing over. I was really like a weekend parent. So someone else was like watching my kids. And then, you know, we were just kind of barely keeping it together, right? Barely making it happen. And then when he had those health issues, my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, right? That was the thing that really made me wake up and go, we need to think of something else, because we cannot keep going the way we are. And so when the Young Living business was introduced to me, I was like, oh my gosh. At first, I was like, no, I never want to do it. I was just like Allison. And then, like, probably within like 2 weeks, I was like, okay, wait, let's go look at this again, because how do I do this? Because there was a part of me, again, we needed the income. We needed the freedom, right? Because my husband was out of work. I had kids at home. I needed to figure out, how am I going to manage all of this? And so I love that Christina went through the benefits, how easy it is. You guys, no inventory. I'm not shipping stuff out. I'm literally sharing and doing calls like this. I can do that and work around my kids' schedule. It was really like the saving grace and the thing that I had always wanted. So that's why I'm really happy that we're doing this call with you tonight, so that you can learn it too. So I want to share with you something. I want to share with you, this is called our income disclosure statement. So let me share my screen so you can see this. Hang tight. There we go. So this is what's called an income disclosure. And this is basically the average income, right, that people make in a year, different ranks within Young Living. So I want you to look at this, and I want you to either type it in the chat box or write it down. And I want you to think, what rank or annual income could really help your family right now? Like, what could really help, like, ease that stress and that struggle if you felt maybe like I did, where I was like, I don't know how we're going to do this. We just need an extra, you know, $300 a month, $500 a month. Okay, so think about that. Now I want you to think about what rank or income would be life-changing for you. Maybe it's, you know, you or your spouse or partner get to stay home, right? Help with the kids more, maybe get a different job, right? Or leave that job. You know, think about what would really be that life-changing income. So I want you to write down that rank and type it into the chat box, or write it down so that you have it. I want you to remember something. We had talked a little bit earlier about you're earning 3% raises a year on $40,000, right? Like, let's say you started at 40,000, it would take you 31 years with 3% raises to get to $100,000 a year. Think about how you could get there with a Young Living income. What if it took you a year to make $100,000 a year versus 31? What if it took you 3 years? What if it took you 5 or 10 years? That would still get you there a lot faster than working for 31 years, right? And here's the thing, you could make even more than that. That's the best part, is that it's totally up to you whether you want to go fast or go slow and steady. The ball is in your court. Okay. So that's really the cool thing. So how do you get started? What's kind of the next step? So again, just like with your oils, with your business, especially, who you get started with really matters. You want to make sure you're getting plugged into a community that has tools and resources, training, and everything that you need out of the gate to get started and to succeed in this business. And you'll get that with us. That's the difference. In fact, we have, training that's exclusive to our community that can help you launch your Young Living business even before you get your kit. How amazing is that, right? So you're even waiting to get the kit in your hands and you can already start learning how to launch your business. So tell me in the comments, okay, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm proud of you for being here. I know we're going a couple minutes over, but I want you to tell, are you number one? Are you want to casually share right now? Share with a friend, maybe let a girlfriend know what's going on, or maybe your mom or your cousin, sister. Or number two, you're seriously thinking about doing this and you want to learn how to get trained on it. So next steps, and this is kind of wrapping it all up, is I'm so excited for all of you here on the call. Thank you so much for being with us. And I hope you learned a lot about what's possible and how easy it is for you to launch your business and why this is the best business to get into, not just network marketing, but a Young Living network marketing business. So here's what I want you to do is next steps. Just like you're going to get back with that person and tell them, yes, you want your oils kit. Now it's time to get back with that person and say, yes, I want to start sharing right now, or I'm ready to launch a Young Living business. Let's go. Get back with them and let them know, and they will help you, right? Get started, link arms with you, and show you the next steps to get started with your Young Living business. So just wanted to say thank you again to everybody for being here. Christina, Allison, Erica, thank you so much, ladies. Loved hearing your stories, your advice, your tips. You're all phenomenal. And thank you for being here. I hope you learned a lot. And again, get back with that person who told you to come to this call and say, I'm ready to get started. All right. Thank you again for being here. Bye, everybody.